Amanda, I want to play a game.
Hey horror freaks, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda. As you can see from the title, today's video is going to be my full review with spoilers of Tarot. Now before I start, I want to apologize for my voice. I am getting sick, so that's why my voice may sound different, and I'm trying to not force it, so that's why it may sound even a little bit lower or like raspy or something, so I apologize. Now, as always, all my reviews are with spoilers. If you don't want them just to see if this was worth it or not, on the description box down below, there you're going to find my spoiler-free review because I like to give you guys two options. And given that quick disclaimer, let's get into the video. Now, Tarot follows when a group of friends recklessly violates the sacred rule of Tarot readings. They unknowingly unleash an unspeakable evil trap within the cursed cards. One by one, they come face to face with fate and end up in a race against death. And to give a brief summary of the story, the film opens with a group of friends. They are on this mansion. They are passing one of the girls' birthday. And once they realize that they don't have any alcohol left, they decide to start roaming around the house to see if they can find anything. They get into the basement, and under all the junk that is on the basement, they find this box. Inside of the box, there is a deck of cards. And one of the girls, that is called Haley, she tells the group that she actually knows how to read them, and she will tell them their horoscope. But she also says that a very important rule of this is that you're not supposed to use the deck of cards of another person. But since they insist and insist, she ends up breaking this rule, and she does it for everyone on the group, including herself. Now, the way that this works is that she puts 12 cards in the circle representing the zodiac signs, and a 13th card in the middle that is the one that is going to lead the reading. And this is essentially the most important card because this is the one that seals their fate. Because just like the plot says, since they broke the rules, and also because this deck of cards is cursed, they're going to die the way that the reading says, kind of similar to Final Destination and also to Stay Alive. Now, of course, this goes horribly wrong. They return to their college, but they start to die the same way that the reading says. By the time that the second one has died in just a couple of hours, they quickly realize that this is all connected. That was pretty fast. I was actually expecting them for being skeptical way more, but they very quickly realized that this is all connected to the deck of cards that they left at the house. They didn't want anything to do with them, so they start looking on the internet to see if they can find any answers, and they find this woman that she claims to have information about this because she survived this a couple years ago. They go and visit her, and she explains to them that what happens with this deck of cards is that used to belong to an astrologist. She was an astrologist for a royal, and when she did a reading for him saying that his wife was going to die, giving birth, and that the boy was also going to die, he became furious and kicked her out with her daughter. Once the reading became true, he started haunting her. He kills her daughter in this type of eye situation. She becomes furious, so she does this ritual and she puts her soul into the cards. So when a person does a reading, what is going to happen is that it's going to be a reverse, and instead of giving like a good faith or something good, it's going to seal and reveal your death. And that's what is happening, so they need now to stop it. Sadly, one of the other girls dies under the group, and the main character and her ex-boyfriend are the ones that are left with, because of the woman also dies. First, they are successful and they get rid for good of the astrologist. And the film concludes with them leaving the mansion because, of course, they had to return to the original place. And one of the guys that was supposed to be dead, he actually appears because we never see his body. And this is kind of a rule. If you don't see a body, the death hasn't occurred, it's not confirmed yet. So at the end of the day, we have 3 survivors, and this is how the film ends. Now you're probably thinking, damn, that was pretty quick, because it was. The film is just 1 hour and 32 minutes, and it went like this. Like the first hour, that was flying. It was very, very fast. Now getting into the review, I could say that around the first 5 minutes of the film, I kind of knew that this film wasn't going to be a good one. Now, this was a concept that had such a huge potential, but it got wasted because sadly this film turns to be another generic, very predictable and cliche horror movie. I think that my biggest issue, it wasn't the predictable, because at the end of the day, there are plenty of horror movies that are predictable, but they are still enjoyable. But here, the film takes itself too seriously, and that making the combination with the script and the way that the lines are delivered, it becomes a hard watch. Honestly, I don't know what they were thinking, but the acting is average at best, because sometimes you can have a bad script, but if you have a good actor, you can be safe. But here you don't have one of another. And it's pretty sad because, once again, for me, this concept was very interesting and had a lot of potential. The only positive aspect that I actually found in this film were the characters that were hunting this group of friends, because each card had a character. So that was what was hunting and killing them. We had a Joker, and we had like a hangman. Those things, they look pretty cool and creepy. The Joker design was my favorite because it looked pretty good, and also the cards were beautiful and they were creepy as hell. But besides that, the jump scares, they're pretty easy to predict. This film, you're going to get scared if you get scared very easily. If you're someone like me, that you watch horror a lot, that you are able to predict and you're able to get these things before they happen, you're not going to enjoy it. You're not going to get scared because you can see the jump scares coming from a mile away. So unfortunately, this wasn't a good watch, and I was kind of hoping that it was going to be. I didn't have high expectations, but I was hoping that this was going to be good. So I don't even know how accurate it was, the readings, in terms of in how it is in real life, because I don't have that much knowledge about astrology or the tarot, so I don't really know if they were even accurate. But for me, what harms this film is the acting and the script, because the storyline, it's pretty simple, predictable, yes, definitely feels like Final Destination, but it still had the potential to be good, so it was just wasted. So I would have definitely changed the way, not only the way that the lines were delivered, but what they were saying. Because what they were saying, it sounded like almost like an amateur film. Because I just know that with a better script or maybe better acting, this could have been way better. So for me, unfortunately, this is by far my worst film of 2024. I was really hoping that it was going to be better, but unfortunately, I did not enjoy it. This is not a film that I would recommend or that I will ever rewatch. So for me, this is a 1 out of 5 and a 3 out of 10. So maybe if you are into this type of films, you can go and watch it. Probably you will enjoy it more than me. This is a type of film that will work for movie nights with your friends. This is a film that if I ever put my group of friends to watch, those girls, they would get scared easily. And even with the fact that there's an inside joke with tarot cards, because the last time we saw each other, one of the girls had a deck because she was trying to get into knowing and like learning how to read cards. So I just know that watching this with them, it will be a fun time for me and a nightmare for them because they get scared easily. So for me, it will be a fun thing to watch them. But that will be my only reason to rewatch this film. So unfortunately, this wasn't a good one. But thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below what are your thoughts in this film. Now, this film is based on a novel called Horrorscope, and I was actually looking forward to read it, but I wasn't able to find it on time. So I hope that eventually I'm going to be able to read it, and maybe that story is a little bit better. But for now, sadly, this wasn't a good one. But once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye.
Game over.